Barry, obviously a bitterly disappointing evening. How do you reflect on what happened out there tonight?
Yeah, you just said it. Obviously disappointed. The work rate was there, just the quality at times wasn't, which I spoke about with the players after the game. They understand that as well. So look, it's going to hurt this one. We need to go away and reflect a bit, not just the players, myself as well, and make sure we come in on Monday morning and finish the season as strongly as possible.
Does it feel as though the guys with the level of performance tonight maybe let themselves down a little bit, or was it just you're up against a really talented side that are favourites to win this tournament?
A bit of both. They're disappointed because they know the qualities that we've got. In terms of, as I mentioned there, they worked hard enough. That's never been in doubt. Since I've come through the doors, it's just the wee bit of quality in the middle third and the final third that we just didn't quite get right. So I want them to hurt because I'm hurting. We're all disappointed, but the main thing for me is that they need to come back in, as I said, on Monday and finish the season as strongly as possible. There's 5 games left, and make sure we get 15 points out of the 5 games.
Barry, should you have had a penalty in the first half?
2.
Shot
2 penalties.
How disappointing was it not to get out?
Yeah, it changes the dynamic of the game. In here it says it's not a penalty, the first one in Cyril. It's a clear pull, it's a clear red card. They go down to 10 men, as I said, that changes the full game, and it baffles me at times, some of the decisions. And then the second one in the second half with Nico, his hand's out here, it strikes his hand, that's another penalty.
Did it just feel luck maybe wasn't on your side tonight with those, and also the injuries that you sustained?
Yeah, a bit of that. Listen, that's part of the game. Injuries, again, you have to change, which is no ideal because you worked the last 2 days and what we were going to approach it, and then obviously Ridvan, because off an injury in 22, 23 minutes I think it was, you have to shuffle the pack, and then at the start of the second half again, Leon suffers a head knock, and then a change of formation from obviously a back 3 to a back 4, and then I try to change things in the midfield just to kind of kickstart us a wee bit. But look, at the end of the day, but remember we're up against a quality team. Sometimes you've got to hold your hands up and just say, right, the better team won on the night, and we need to lick our wounds. It's going to be a tough few days, but we need to be ready to come back fighting and ready to work and finish the season, as I mentioned, as strongly as possible. Because overall, as we all know, it's been a really disappointing season.
Barry, sorry, just with those penalties incidents again. I mean, especially the first one, you could clearly see his jersey was. I mean, he's ripped off him. Mm-hmm. Did you ask for an explanation? Did the fourth official speak to you? Or?
No, he wasn't willing to speak to me, so I'm not going to get a booking myself. And then Cyril comes off to change his strip, and he throws his strip, and he gets a yellow card. But look, I'm not going to tiptoe round about it. I think everybody in this room and everybody that watched the game knows it's a penalty kick and a red card. So again, it's disappointing that the referees made the right decision. And then the second one is clear as day as well. When Nico strikes it, before he strikes it, it clearly hits the player's hand. So yeah, we're disappointed and frustrated that we never get both penalties.
Just with yourself, where does this leave you now? You've obviously spoken about the players finishing the season on a high. Mm-hmm. James Tavernier spoke tonight and said he hopes that you stay on in the job for next season. Can you talk a wee bit more about that now? This campaign's over. Where does this leave you now, Barry?
This leaves me now that I'm going to finish the season as strongly as possible for myself and my players. I've not sat down and spoke about it, but it needs to get sorted soon, because we, as a club, we obviously need to do a lot of work. It's getting late in the season, and the club needs to get back challenging. It's had a good European run. Sadly, it ended tonight, but domestically, we need to be challenging for trophies. So in terms of my future going forward, I'll just need to wait and see what happens there. But I'll go away. We're off for a couple of days. I've gave the guys a couple of days off to go away and reflect. I will, but I'll be coming in on Monday, ready to hit the last 5 games of the season, head on.
And I know it's tough to go after a game like tonight, but you must feel sitting here right now that you are the man that can take the club forward. You've got that belief in yourself.
I know, Robert, you're trying to get it out of me. You're an experienced campaigner. I'm just concerned in terms of what happens. I just want my club to get back to where it should be. That's my main concern. Whether that's me or somebody else, and if it's not me, I'll fully support. I'll go back and do what I was doing before and get right behind making sure that we get the club back to winning trophies on a regular basis.
Barry, just to add to that, if it isn't to be you as manager, would you still like to continue within the club?
Yeah, I'll go back to my role as ambassador, hopefully, if that offer's still there. So, look, I was enjoying myself, but listen, I got an opportunity that no many people get. And I would have been crazy to knock it back. I know I had a lot of doubters, but I've no issue with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I know I can do the job. I know I've got the right people behind me. And all I was focused on was making sure the 3 month was as enjoyable as possible. Now we've had a few bumps in the road, which is tough, but that happens at a club like Rangers. But my main objective, and I think everybody who's connected with Rangers, is to make sure we get the club back to a strong position and challenging every single season, because this season has been well off the standards that's required.
Last one, please.
Hi, Barry.
Hi.
Do you think you made too many changes today in game?
Well, did you? That's my job as manager. I need to try and find a formula to try and get back into the game. I've said that. I'm not scared to make changes. The players have really took on board that as a team. I said that when I took the job. Watching Rangers week in, week out, there was no flexibility whatsoever. So that's the difference we've made since we've come through the door. Whether that's a back 3, 4 or a 5, whatever way you want to put it, I've got to try and come up with scenarios that we can get us back into the game. Unfortunately tonight it didn't happen, but I think if you look back in previous games it has happened at times. So I'll go away and I'll look at the job that I've done, but listen, the changes that I made are on my shoulders. I'll take the responsibility. But I thought the players it's difficult at times to get the message on the pitch because it's that loud. But no, I'm not scared to make changes, and I thought I had to make the changes, but unfortunately they didn't work tonight.
We saw a few messages being passed along, but it just looked from our perspective, my perspective.
Yeah, because they couldn't hear me, so I had to get it written down and get it passed on. Because it's difficult, the atmosphere in here, 53,000 fans, it was loud. So I had to get the message on to the skip. He obviously got the message clearly to the players, and they fell into the positions that I wanted them to fall into.
Do you reckon you didn't quite get it right at the start then?
At the
start of the game?
No, my formation I thought was good enough. What happens there is you can't help an injury. After 23 minutes, then you have to shuffle people round about, and then obviously it kind of unsettles us, should I say, for a small period of time. But after that, I get them in at half time, I have to make another change, and then obviously making changes throughout the second half. But as I said, that's part and parcel of football. You have to be aware that you have to make changes. In the past they've worked, but unfortunately they didn't work tonight.